Growing up, we watched the power team rip phone books in half at church.
With strength like that, it doesn't happen by accident, brother.
It's built in private long before it hits the stage.
So why do we ignore our physical discipline in our own lives then?
Today we're going to talk about the discipline that quietly shapes our lives.
This episode is brought to you by Backbone Coffee,
First Phorm,
the Great Lakes Fishing Expo,
and Heritage Roofing.
Watch or listen.
Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Casting their faith to reach this world.
Fish on.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Cast and Faith podcast. We got special guest, the fit preacher, Fred Parrott, in the house.
What's up? What's up? How you guys doing?
And as always,
Does it make you feel good to use those horns? Like, does that make you feel like a big man? You like that?
I like it. I like it. It does give me.
I like it.
I like
I like
the power. You know,
Power.
feel the power.
It's
Anyways,
it's like a grand beginning.
yeah, dude.
Using the power in your face.
Yes, sir.
I do appreciate it.
Welcome back, man. It's been a while.
It has. You know what? I got to say, I love what you guys have done with the place.
Yeah,
Thank
Looks
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
looks pretty nice. I like it.
I like it.
Thank you.
Also, continue to enjoy First Phorm.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them that they have to continue to make this one. This
Yeah.
is I love this.
Hey,
This is
First
excellent.
Phorm, folds of honor, make it on every shelf.
It is
Yes.
the best.
It's the best
It's
flavor.
Fit Preacher approved, and I want more of it.
Delicious. Delicious. Anyways, I wish you could buy it online. As of right now, I don't think you can, but hopefully that changes. It's very good. Phorm Energy, First Phorm. Get you some, link in the description. But we're so grateful to have you here, man.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Today, we are going to talk.
Bros.
Yes. Today, we're going to talk about discipline. And we're asking this question because a lot of times we focus on spiritual health, which is super important.
Yes.
But a lot of times this topic of physical health kind of gets just lost. And not so many people talk about this. This episode is about discipline that protects your faith, your family, and your future. So all of these things tie into this big word that everybody wants to avoid, which is called consistency and discipline. And it's a very hard thing. But before we get into all of that, dude, I came across something the other day that just unlocked a core memory for me. And I know that I'm not alone here, but do you guys remember the power team?
I do. I remember. I have a vivid memory. So I never saw the power team, but I had a friend in elementary school that came up to me. He's like, David, I saw these guys yesterday. They ripped a phone book in half. And they did it with the power of the Lord.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the world are you
Incredible.
talking about?
So, Fred, are you familiar with the power team, or is this new
know,
information for you?
This is new to me. I did look at video clip. Very impressed.
My goodness.
Very impressed. I gotta say, I'm a little skeptical about if that was really possible. The phone book.
Oh,
thing.
I saw it in the flesh.
You saw it in
brother. I
person?
saw it in person.
Okay.
I'll never forget.
All right.
I went to, it was the Belfry on Riddle, East Riddle Avenue in Ravenna, where
Shout
I grew
out to
up.
Ravenna. Yeah.
If you went to Tappan, we're still alive. Praise God. We're still here.
Yes.
We're still here. Oh, but I went to the Belfry to watch this show, and they had the power team there. And I walked in, and I was probably like 8 or 9 years old.
Mm.
And I sat down on the pew, and I'm looking at these guys, and they're jacked, like jacked. And they looked like all of the pro wrestlers. Like you could have thrown them into any main event, and they would have been the star, right?
Mhm.
Like Macho Man was in the arena. That's what it looked like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Cup of
bro,
coffee.
they were jacked. Like not just like, oh, these guys lift, but they were the guys, right? And they start their show off. They start their show off. You know those old things. You know, kids. We used to have these things called phone books, that had all of everybody's information in it, which is really weird when you think back at it. Like all of our phone numbers were just
The
listed.
simpler times.
Yeah, the yellow pages. Everybody's phone number.
Contact
you can call
information.
anybody
Yeah.
anytime you want.
Pretty wild, huh?
Like that's
Kind of creepy.
See how many-
infringing on my privacy.
Right?
Right. I think about it.
But
Yes.
they
See how many
existed.
people had the same name as you in the
Yep.
area?
I
and
did do that. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
these guys must have felt like it infringed on their privacy because every time they saw a phone book, they just would rip that boy in half.
Yeah.
Like
Watch
just
this video of the dude bending a frying pan on stage. That and then just taking a Louisville Slugger and snapping it in half.
bro. Yeah, they
Yeah.
would do all. There it is. I don't know if this is the one. Anyways, these guys would just lift like heavy weights, and they would be ripping stuff in half.
They had the power to break every chain.
Yes, they did. They broke it. Look, see, there's me in that front row right there. We'll put this on. These guys would get. Yeah.
They are huge.
Yeah.
Tonight, I believe Scott's going to do something different.
Been in the frying pan.
The frying pan.
Frying pan.
Scott looks like he's about to break his hip.
That's what I would be concerned about.
The United States, we're so athletically minded and so strength oriented. So people get really excited about it. Even the grandmas and grandpas, even the city that we're in here.
Oh, my
now.
grandpa was excited about it. I'll
I
tell you
can
that
see
right
Pop.
now.
So
Pop
we
would get all
a lot
jacked
of
up on that.
comments from all different age groups. You're going to see guys blow up hot water bottles until they explode. Sometimes
Yeah, dude.
What's the point of the
Blow up that 2-liter until it explodes.
What's the point of
Breaking
that?
bricks. Look,
Wait, that's the only one I think doesn't require strength.
I think Louisville Slugger might be onto us because they're sending us some pretty hard bats to break now. So
I want to try to push this bat. I just want to prove to them these bats are real.
all right. Anyways, these guys would come into town. I could have watched that for 2 hours.
looks like a fun
Anyways,
time.
these guys were jacked, and they would come into town, and they would do all of these amazing things, like I guess explode a 2-liter empty water bottle until it popped. I don't remember that.
What that was all about.
And then they would break baseball
I'm gonna
bats.
show
in
you my
half.
lung capacity.
Yeah, exactly. They were jacked for Jesus. And then at the end of all of it, they would sit down and be like, "Hey guys, I know that was all awesome, but you want to know more about the Lord?" And they would bring it in like that, and it's like,
Excellent segue.
and I was like, I want to know how you just ripped that phone book in half. Like that was incredible.
I guess like find your platform.
I
if
mean, they
that's-
found it. They found
how you're
I
it.
gonna
guess
do
it's
your
like if
ministry.
I get your attention like this, then you'll
Oh, they had
sit
me.
still for what I have to tell you, or be scared to not sit still.
to
Yeah.
get all the young boys adrenaline going.
100%.
Yes.
And this was the height of pro wrestling culture too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everybody was watching that Monday nights, and all of us kids
is
were all
impressive.
into all of those things. And so these guys found a lane and still shared the gospel through it, which is pretty cool.
Excellent. Yeah.
But I was thinking about these guys, and I looked them up, and bro, I looked up their soundtrack on Amazon.
No way.
They got a soundtrack to
Did
live
they
to.
sing? Oh no, they
No. It was like
I'd
their,
be more interested in hearing
Bro.
them sing.
the soundtrack, the CD. First of all, it's a CD for sale on
Yeah.
on
Yeah, it
Amazon.
is. Yeah, it is.
It's a CD for sale. Second of all, you know how much it costs?
How much?
$49.95 or 99.
Right now?
$50 for a CD in
For only
2026.
2 payments of $24.99, you can own the Power Teams Lifting soundtrack.
Bro, if it
Did you sample it to see what it sounds like?
no, it's a CD. It's not. We're living in the digital world.
Oh, it's a CD,
and it's a physical CD.
Oh,
And man, my thing is,
Scarcity.
if it's $50, it better come with a manual on how to rip that phone book in half. You know what I'm saying?
now, if they told me that, I might purchase it because I'd be interested to have that capability.
I bet you could. You're a strong guy. I bet you could figure it out. Part of me was going to put you on the spot and be like, "Here's this phone
I don't know
book."
if I'm phone book
Let's see.
strong.
Let's see
And
if I'm
where would
phone
you
book
even
strong.
find one?
Exactly. I bet you I have one in the garage somewhere laying around. Truthfully,
I went to Goodwill before I came looking for one, honestly. I don't know why I thought there'd be a phone book
Sure
at Goodwill,
is.
but you never know. They didn't have any.
yeah,
Sorry to let you down.
that lets me down. It's all right. Anyways, I was looking into all of this, and man, it was just funny to remember all of these really physically fit guys who still love the Lord enough to share the gospel in their own unique way.
I
And
think
now,
it's great,
looking back, it's kind of funny, and I'm sure there was some questionable usage of questionable things, to get that.
Oh, it
kind
was
of,
the 90s, dude. That's when
phone
baseball was
book
popping
strength.
off, too.
yeah.
I
So,
want to say that it was all Jesus.
but it was for the
They just
Lord,
had- that their power came from on high.
But it makes me think.
Wait, edit that out.
No. It's all good.
That
We're
was the
good.
best.
It's the best. He's like, cut it. Cut the camera. He just showed me a guy blow up a 2-liter with his lungs. But this episode, man, we really wanted to bring you on because so many times we focus on spiritual things, which is incredible. It's necessary. It's needed. It's all important. But if you look around, the average person is not physically in shape. And it's an area we can all improve on. I'm not here to call anyone out. I'm on a bad skid right now. This episode's brought to you by Backbone Coffee.
Yeah, this is the coffee we actually drink at home, too. It's not just because they're a sponsor on the podcast.
And right now, if you go to the website, you can mix and match 3 bags for $45.
Or you could set up a subscription and cancel it at any time.
And if you're a first-time buyer, use the promo code CastingFaith for 15% off.
Get you some coffee that we actually drink.
Make sure you use the link in the description and support the Casting Faith podcast.
They
Part of
still
the-
tour, dude.
Did
Sorry to
they really?
interrupt you. I'm sorry. I'm going to take
Power
you fully
Team,
over.
hit us up.
They do crusades, multi-night events with strength demonstrations mixed with spiritual messages in churches and local venues.
We got to start a chapter.
I got to say, well, I was going to say, you got to get them on the podcast.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. That would be
You have to get them on
phenomenal.
the podcast.
Not saying never. I'm
Dream
Yes,
guess.
just bring me one of them $60 CDs.
Yes, yes. I got to hear
It's got to be an intense playlist. No, they're
that.
ripping.
Are it
phone
actual
books, dude?
vocals or is it
I bet you it's just music.
It's
Just
got to be just music.
lifted music, like
just
90s?
WWE entrance music. Like that's what it is. But we brought you on to talk about this because for me it's always helpful to hear from people who are living out what they're talking about. And your thing has always been discipline, consistency in your physical health and in your spiritual health. You don't have to sacrifice your physical health for your spiritual health, and you don't have to sacrifice your spiritual health for your physical health.
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of what I wanted to bring you on for. For those of you who don't know, Fred is one of my close friends. He attends our church here. He's a lay minister. Fun fact, me and Brother Fred got our ministry license together.
Yes.
He's been drumming for our church for a long time. He frequently speaks at our church here at FAC Talmadge, and he is also a drummer at our church. He's a part of all kinds of different things and ministries. But Fred, welcome to the show, man. We're so glad you're here. And
you
we
again.
just
Thank
want to know, man, what's life look like right now for you? What's new in the life of Frederick Parrott? First of all, Stephen, which
So-
is crazy.
Stephen Frederick Parrott Jr. is
Wild.
Is the full.
Sorry to first name you. I didn't mean to do that.
No, it many juniors or people can relate that they eventually kind of go by the middle name,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of a differentiation. And so that's what I did. So the funny thing is, if I'm in a room with people that have known me for 20, 30 years and people that know me now, people will be looking for Stephen and people will be looking for Frederick.
Yeah.
And then they come to the conclusion that's the same person. So that does happen. It's pretty cool. I like laughing at that.
Yeah, I had Sadie. Sadie looked at me today and said, "Daddy, why does your grandpa why does Pop call you Andrew? Why do they call you? Why does Uncle Justin call you Andrew?" And I'm like, "Honey, that's my name to them. I grew up as Charles." And I explained it. I said, "You know how your name is, Sadie May, and your middle name is May? That's what they would call me because it was weird to call a little boy Charles, so they would call me Andrew." She was like, "Well, they should call you Charlie." I was like, "Okay, well, try to explain that to them because they're not changing." So it's just funny.
They're not.
Hey,
They're not.
Brittany's still confused.
About the power team,
No,
Oh.
I'm all up on the power team.
David's not moved on yet. He's like, "Where can I get ticked?" First of all,
I'm
if
looking
they
to see
come,
if they're touring.
if
I'm
they
gonna
come to
plug
town,
them.
we're
Yeah.
going.
Oh, for sure.
Have you purchased the CD at this point?
I'm looking at the team.
Just-
This picture, man. What's going on?
Yeah.
I know this is bad podcasting, but
I'm sorry.
no, Brittany's still confused on your name. Occasionally, she'll be like,
My name?
"Yeah,
Why?
Because she thinks your first name's Andrew."
It's not.
I know. I've explained that to her.
My middle name is for all of
Well,
them.
then why does his family call him Andrew? Because that's what they
It's a
called him.
mystery. It's a mystery.
Reverend C.A. Griffin.
There it is.
Yeah.
You can buy my book on Amazon. I'm just kidding.
There
I'm not
you
gonna do that.
go.
Anyways,
It's a great book. But to answer your question,
yes.
so I've actually just done a revised version of the Power Four, the book that I came out with, and it's revised because I wanted to add a little bit more depth to it, and I wanted to add a little bit more things that are actionable for people that take the principles, which is pray, plan, prepare, produce, but take some actionable steps on what they can do. Because I got questions about, well, when do you come up with the next one? And people had like, they were excited, but I realized, okay, they wanted a little more.
Which is, sorry to interrupt, but that's a wild question. I get the same question too. Like this book took me 4 years to write, and I got
they
a
want
hey, when's the next one coming out? And I'm like, next one. Like this took me 4 years to write, and I'm like, well, I am working on stuff, but it's like,
yeah.
I'm working on the Audible version of my first book. You know?
But look, but that's how you know something's good, because they ask you when is the next project coming
Mhm.
out. So I'm working on that as I spill it. Good thing it was empty.
Give him another one.
But I will. Is there another one? It's so good.
Yeah.
Guys, if I start talking fast,
Oh,
you
yes.
understand what happened.
Caffeinated.
But it's okay. The revised, it's about a week or so away. I will tell you, I was struggling with, of all things, not the content, the book cover.
I saw you sent a text to me and was
Yeah,
like,
I
hey,
was
how'd
like,
you...
how do you fit this?
Which I'll help you with a little after the show, because I felt like their system was easier for me than the way I was doing mine.
I struggle very greatly. Also,
That's the
guys out
story of
there
my
watching,
life.
I'm not very technology savvy. I can't even say it correctly. I struggle
But
with
he
technology.
can rip a phone book in half, so
You know, I'm going to have to try that.
I feel like we
I
can
think you could do it.
just get a 50-page ream of computer paper and just that's the way. I don't know. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's going to be coming out.
That's awesome,
soon.
man.
But I think definitely before March, because I'm literally just trying to get the cover together, and then that'll be out. And then
Is it going to be on Amazon?
it's going to be on Amazon.
Nice.
I did take your advice on that. We talked offline about it, but yeah, it's going to be on Amazon. It's going to be available, and I think that's going to be more of my, I guess, reintroduction into, because I didn't tell you, I've got into corporate speaking.
Nice.
We didn't talk about this, but so essentially, I taught the pastor and my wife, and wanting to use the gifts that God has given me, speaking being one of them. And I talked to, say their name on here, the Fortune 500 company, spoke for a group within their team.
They're going to sponsor the show. I'm sorry. I'm
And
just kidding.
That would be awesome.
I'm just saying.
they
Cast some faith, baby.
have some faith. So the Lord opened that
That's
door.
incredible, man.
Spoke for them. They thought it was wonderful, and so that was kind of like my proof of concept that I can do it. So that's I'm working on the kind of the framework to what that looks like to launch out into that space. So the book being something to, because the revised edition of the Power Four speaks to the average Joe and Jane. That's just terminology what I call it. So the everyday person, the church leader, and also the person corporate. So if you're working wherever you are, you fit somewhere in there, and I give you actionable steps to how your life can become more functional, get rid of the clutter, become better at planning. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I've been working on behind the scenes.
That's
and
awesome.
as you said, 4 years to write your book. Even doing a revised version took some time, because you don't just do it overnight.
Yeah, I've been kicking around the I've had this goal to get the Audible version of Be Like Barnabas, my book, and it's really just about coming up here and doing it. That's where I'm at, and I just have not been able to fit it in the schedule. And so it's coming, because I feel like that's where we're at. You know, at least my generation, most of us are listening to audiobooks, and a lot of people said, well, you're not really reading it, but you're processing information probably at an easier pace.
I like a good mix.
I love audio.
I like to turn the page, but I don't mind reading it through audio as well.
I mean, I like both. You know, I like to read. I like the physical copy, but I also love being able to drive on my way to work and hear the book. You know, so like
for me, it's more practical. I actually in the gym,
Yeah.
I'll listen to a book before I'll listen to music.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, congratulations. That's all great and all
Thank
exciting.
Go buy it.
Yeah,
As
go
soon
buy
as it
his
comes
book.
out,
As soon as
we'll
it's
let you
come
guys know. Go buy it.
back. He's somebody who lives his faith, and he practices what he preaches. But one big question, because you're launching the Fit Preacher podcast as well, right?
Yes, that is coming up, and that is an answer. And thank you to you. I'll say publicly to you, because you've been kind of like pushing me. Hey, man, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And I kind of drug my feet about it. And this is for everyone listening. I'm gonna encourage you with this. If you're wherever you are, start with what you have, because what I'm saying is I overthought. Well, I don't have this. I don't have this type of computer.
Oh yeah.
I don't have this type of software. I don't have this. I don't have. And it's like Charlie's like, bro, just do it. Just get started. My wife as well. And so my wife is like, just do it.
Yeah.
You have the message, just do it. But it was me overthinking it and feeling like I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So if you're listening, this is your sign, if you will. You are ready. You have enough. Just get started.
Yeah.
Kind of like the last episode we just recorded. You just got to have the faith to step off the shore.
Yeah, you gotta just
Step
go
off
for
the
it.
boat. Yeah.
I think
sometimes it's scary. You don't really know what's going to happen. You feel unprepared. But in reality, if you just take that step off, God's going to
Yes.
provide the rest.
100%. And one thing I've learned with the podcast and the book, you know, a lot of things that God put something in your heart to do, to create. I believe that, you know, God created us in his image. And because he created us in his image, there's a piece of us that wants to create something.
Absolutely.
In everybody, at least a measure.
That's good.
Because
Yeah.
we're created in his image. And so God puts something in your heart to do, whether it's to do some art, whether it's to write music, whether it's to write a message or a book or a podcast or anything, or rip some phone books in half in the name of the Lord. Whatever it is, you know, God puts something in your heart to build and create because you're in his image.
Yeah.
And what I've learned along this way of just, I took it to the Lord, and with my pastor's approval on these things, I said, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I want to do. Are you okay with this? And I got my pastor's approval on all of these things. That's very important. That's a whole nother episode, but it's very important. But with his approval, I went after it, and I just started. And what I found out is that, you know, gradual growth does happen when you're consistent. And we're going to talk more about that really shortly. But growth happens when you're consistent. But
Absolutely.
you win so many things just by putting yourself out there. Like,
Yeah.
people want to be a part of consistent things. Like, sponsors showed up. You know, in our first year, we had affiliate deals. We had some great guests come on. People want to say, yeah, not everybody is going to meet you with rejection if what you're doing is inspired of the Lord, or if what you're doing is got your passion behind it. People want to be a part of that. And so what I've learned is that, man, you do so much and you achieve so much more by just going after it rather than you do just sitting and dreaming about it. You know, Sean
Yeah.
teases me sometimes. We talk about this all the time. He's like, man, yeah, you sat on that podcast for like 5 or 6 years. You were talking about it. And then he was like, why don't you just do it? And he helped me get started, and we started it, and we haven't missed a week. And
That's the
man,
definition of consistency.
and God's moving, and you know, the show's growing and things are great. And you know, it's not always about that for me. There's other things going on behind the scenes, but you know, God is faithful. And I guess what I'm saying this is that you're never going to get anywhere by just dreaming. You got to actually, like David said, step out there and put your best foot forward and attempt.
Yeah.
You know,
I told you guys before that it's easier for me to relate things to sports just to get a better understanding.
Yeah.
You're never going to hit a home run sitting on the bench. You're never going to score a touchdown sitting in the locker room. You got to get out on the field. You got to put yourself in the game.
Absolutely.
You got to take those steps out.
100%.
Yeah. And you've actually inspired me in this space to get started, because seeing your consistency, seeing you show up constantly, again and again, I was like, you know what? And then your conversations with me also in private is, you know what? Go ahead and do it, because you know, the more you overthink it, is the more you're stopping the purpose that God has put in you for something. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That flesh aspect.
Yeah.
Flesh is going to give you every reason not to.
Absolutely.
And I think for me, a lot of the hesitation came from not of fear of the thing itself failing, because I know that, you know, I listen to a bunch of podcasts, and I know there's millions of people out there that listen to podcasts. It's not necessarily about being famous or anything like that. But the people that want to listen to this show will eventually find this show and listen if I show up long enough. So there was never feel a fear of is there an appetite for this? It was always a fear of, what if I do or say something on a microphone on YouTube that hurts my ministry, or that hurts
I get that. Yeah.
my reputation. You know, David said something last episode when I said, you know, last month, I think we had a baseline of people who tuned in at some capacity, whether it was a short or a long form or a, you know, Spotify or Apple or whatever. We had about 30,000 people last month tune into the Casting Faith podcast at some level, whether it was a few minutes or a few seconds, whatever. And he goes, man, I don't know how I feel about 30,000 people seeing my face, you know? And it was funny because he was like,
That's a lot of
you think
people.
of that.
Yeah.
And then you say things like, you know, you make a Macho Man joke and somebody sees that the wrong way, oh, they're going to think a certain, you know what I mean? So like that fear was the
Because they're
thing
more of a
holding me
Hulk
back.
Hogan
Yeah,
type. Like, I don't like Macho Man.
right.
You can
Exactly.
think what you want about the Macho Man. He's the champ.
Right. You would just 100%. The cream rises. No, anyways,
Cream
I'm
of
gonna
the
go
crop
off.
rises to the top.
There it is. Point being
Is
is
Macho Man the greatest soundbite of all time?
Oh, for
100%.
sure.
Oh
For sure. I'll sit and watch his interviews. I was telling you guys before the show, me and David will just sit there and watch him and crack up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
The best.
Yeah,
Any-
absolutely.
Anyways, I was afraid of something that I might say or do, or I let too much personality through, and it would hurt my opportunities outside of the show. That was my fear. And I prayed about it, and the Lord was like, you are who you are, and you are trying to be better every day. So like, what's the shame in
Yeah.
being yourself? Be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's why I tell all of the guests that come on, all of the ministers, I'm like, be you. Tell your story, because if you're publicly preaching in a podium, and you're privately somebody else, there's something wrong, anyways.
That's good. That's good.
Forgive me if I make a silly joke or laugh about something funny, like people ripping phone books in half. But I am who I am inside and outside of the podium.
Yeah.
Now, there's some things that I wouldn't joke about over the podium. Like, there's etiquette. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But the point being is that fear held me back for so long.
Yeah, that's real.
But once I got past that, it was just you would just watch it take off, and it's still doing good. And so we're excited about the show and all the things, and we're excited for the Fit Preacher podcast. And I tell everybody, I've had several ministers in the Ohio district come out to me and be like, how much did this cost? What did you do? How many, what's it take to do a podcast? And I'm like, do a podcast, because if you do a podcast, you can come on my show, and then I can come on yours.
Absolutely.
And a rising tide lifts all sails. So everybody should have, if they're passionate about something, they should have their own platform, and so that's what we're trying to build here. And it's exciting.
It's ministry, and you're inspiring a lot of people. You shouldn't take that lightly either, as far as kind of like in this space for us, kind of like a trailblazer, because
Nobody's
really
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man.
And that's a scary place too, because it's like, if nobody's doing it, should anybody be doing it? And it's like, well, we're doing it. So,
I think what you said is something really powerful, and I don't want the listeners to miss that, because I'm sure that a lot of people have the exact same, because I had the same exact fears.
mm-hmm.
And you know how much it took, and I talked to you, I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have a dress shirt
Oh
on.
yeah. I was like, don't wear a dress
You're
shirt.
like, why? I'm like, well, I felt like I had to look a certain way. So I had those same things. Charlie's like, no, man, you're a good preacher. Just wear a t-shirt.
Yeah. Well,
People want genuine.
Yeah.
and now, like, if you're preaching at church, wear your nicest clothes.
Yeah.
But like, what's your platform? You're the fit preacher. You do fitness and faith content.
Yeah.
So wear your fitness brand that you are making. So like, that's,
And even just that, I overthought that so
Yeah.
much, and you made it so simple. Like,
yeah. And
I was
it's
like,
like,
oh, okay.
and I'm not some guru, I'm still figuring it out. We've met so many people through the show, just listeners. Shout out to Chase and Dave Irk. Shout out to him. These guys have been with us for a long time, just following the show.
Nice.
And it's weird because it's like, I've never seen them in person, but we're kind of like friends now. So it's cool.
Yeah.
And, they've offered their opinion of the show, and they've stuck with us for a long time. And there's fans like that are popping up, and I don't even want to call them friends like that, are popping up everywhere. And,
That's great.
I've gotten advice from different people. And Pete Rogers from the Christian Outdoors podcast, we went on his show early on in our first year, and he gave us a ton of advice. And the biggest advice he gave was just be consistent. Everything will fall into place. Just show up. Don't miss.
Everything comes back to that.
And which is why I brought you on, because you kind of have had this staple of, it's what the Power 4 is really all about.
That's where it came from. Yeah.
It's about discipline. And I guess one of the questions I have for you is, when did discipline and this consistency stop being about just fitness, or stop just being about spiritual stuff, and it included the fitness lane that you're talking about? When did it become a thing where you saw the need to make this a priority? You know what I mean? Like, of course, you're a great preacher. You preach here at FAC often, and you're a great preacher. But
far too kind. Thank
you have also this, you're the fittest person at this table. You're also the oldest person at this table, and I say that respectfully, uh,
Be 45 next month.
which is wild, because you're probably healthier than anyone else at this table. And so, when did this become a priority for you? And when did you see it as, hey, people need to know how to navigate this area of life as well?
So I guess we'll have to go back to when I tore my meniscus. This was probably,
Make sure you stay close. Sorry.
I think 2014, 2015, tore my meniscus.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened with that was my recovery, to make a long story short, my recovery process was really horrible. I had to go to physical therapy 2 times. And the second time through physical therapy, that's how I became vegan at the time, was because a lot of inflammation, swelling on the knee, things of that nature. My recovery was really bad. But so on the other side of that, what I realized was having small children, being young, but that immobility at that time. And then I felt like I don't want to grow old prematurely. So I started really dialing in, okay, I need to get a lot more fit as far as physical health, being more consistent with the gym. Because you guys can attest, when you get married and children, a lot of times fitness kind of goes to the back burner
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, the priorities of your family and things of that nature, which obviously that happens, and that is a reality. So it was my reality as well. But I looked at it from the standpoint of, um, I just would not have energy to play with the kids. I would get winded very easily. I'd be tired, and they'd be like, they'd want to play, and I'm like, I'd lay down and go to sleep. So I started realizing, okay, there's nothing wrong with my children. There's something wrong with me if I can't do these basic things, you know? So I just wasn't really in good physical shape. So that was a light bulb moment for me where I have to, because, you know, I have, for those that don't know, I have 6 children. Oldest just turned 18. Youngest is 6.
Yeah, that's more impressive than ripping a phone book in half.
So,
Just saying.
so the thing about it is, with a large family,
Mm-hmm.
if and the inability to be active, that really made me feel very negative about myself. So I really started working out a lot more consistently, and then so that turned into people asking, "Well, how did you do that? Like, how did you recover from the knee surgery? How did you get this level of discipline?" That was at the time where I used to wake up at 3 a.m. Um, and go work out. Schedule doesn't allow me to do that anymore. But that time, that's where all the stuff came from that season, because people would ask, how, how, how.
Mm-hmm.
And so I realized, it didn't even dawn on me, but I realized, oh, they want to know
So they can do it.
so
Yeah.
they can do it. I didn't think of it that way. I thought of it as they're just answering because I love talking about fitness.
Well, yeah, and there was a transformation.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that people watched and saw the transformation, and then they were asking because they saw the before, and now they're seeing the becoming and the after. And they're like, "Well, how'd you get there?"
Mm-hmm.
And then so that's where all of these things, podcast, the book, and those things come into play, because I want to show how anybody, because I'm not more special than anybody. It's consistency and discipline. No,
I'm kidding.
anybody can, but you have to want to.
Yeah.
There's certain things that are non-negotiable. So, like in my life, obviously, prayer time, gym time. My wife would laugh because prayer time, gym time is just a non-negotiable. Everything else will be to get, like, my time with my wife, time with my family. It's all going to be in my day, but the gym is going to be in there somewhere. However, I got to rearrange it. Sometimes I might have to go later than I want to, or different time, or what. But it's going to be in there because it's become a part of who I am. It's not just something I do. It's a part of who I am.
And you think so? Like, you developed this. You weren't always so dialed in, though, right? Like you probably had a season that called you to this, and you alluded to that a little bit with the injury. with lack of energy with your
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
and noticing, hey, I want to be around for a longer time. I want to be able to, have partake in my kids' childhood, all of the
Absolutely.
things. But was there a moment? Was it the injury itself that got you to this point? Because like you shared with me in private, when you were younger, you were never like this. You've always lifted to some capacity
Yeah.
or exercised at some capacity, but was there a moment that really drove you to dial in, or was it just the injury that caused that?
It was, so the injury made me be still for a little bit.
Mm.
I've always been on the go, always working, generally more than one job, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs. I've always been busy, busy, busy. But what the injury made me do was slow down.
Mm.
And then what I realized is how much I was missing. So missing certain things in my children's
Mm.
day-to-day life. Like sometimes just somewhere I was home recovering would be I'd be out on a second job, or I'd be doing this and doing that. And so what I realized was I was missing these times with them. And then as I recovered, what I realized is I'm not healthy enough to enjoy these times with them. So then that's how I did. Because when I was single, I was, when you're younger, you're strong. You feel like you can eat everything,
Yeah, those
and
McDoubles got 25 grams of protein in it.
listen,
Just
I
saying.
was enjoying them too much, actually.
25
And
grams.
so, but
Too much.
your fast metabolism when you're young, you
Mhm.
think, you feel you're invincible and all those things. But then you get into your 30s, then
Ain't that
and
right?
metabolism starts going, eh.
Yeah.
And then then the injury, it just made everything, life slowed down for that moment. And I realized, okay, I need to be present for this, 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 and this. It allowed me to reprioritize.
Mm.
And then that made me realize I'm not healthy enough to enjoy going outside and running around for an hour.
Yeah, a couple of things stood out there. Man, Pastor preached about it this morning too. He talked about how God will see you through things, and how you won't always. I mean, we all want the miracle. Like, it's a shame you had that injury, right? Like, it would have been better off if it was just like, oh, I just tweaked it and everything's fine, and
Yeah.
I'll have a rest day and everything's back to normal. But I'm not saying God sent the injury, but you went through the injury to slow down enough to see an area that needed developed and changed.
So, not to keep reminiscing on previous episodes, but
No.
I believe the episode we had John on last, we talked about, no, it may not have been. Either way, we talked about in the past how your wilderness season can shape you as well.
Hmm.
Sometimes we look at that wilderness season as a time of punishment, or why is this happening to me? Why am I going through the season? When in reality, that wilderness season is shaping you into who you're going to become.
Okay.
And that kind of sounds like what was happening with the injury for you. It was kind of shaping you, letting you see things differently, putting a new perspective on things that maybe you didn't have before the torn meniscus.
Absolutely. And I honestly, I haven't even processed it that way until kind of fleshing it out how we're talking about it now, because your questions is prompting me to think about what was happening at those stages in time. And yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Like, that was a hard like, you didn't want to be a busted up knee, and
no
now you got to
recovery
change
was
everything.
hard. I mean, who wants to have surgery in general? And then who wants to have surgery in your 30s?
Right.
But then fast forward, years later, from that one moment stems a full book, a full ministry,
Yeah.
greater position for you and your family, creative flow, all of the things that came out of that terrible season. And
Yeah.
God saw that way back then, and we
Absolutely.
tend to sit in that.
So beyond even that too, and I'm not trying to interrupt,
You're
but
fine.
I think
No,
one
no.
of the things that you said that kind of hit me was just being present with your family.
Yeah.
You said like that affected your ministry, that affected your work, that it created this book, a lot of effects, but that presence, how did that change your kid's life too? That moment of
Yeah.
realization, how much more influence do you have on your family now?
So the funny thing is that I didn't realize, because when kids are younger, a lot of times they don't have the ability to verbalize
Mm-hmm.
different things. But what I realized was how much just my presence
Mhm.
mattered. at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not even necessarily doing something all the time, but just that they know daddy's home and what that does. Because sometimes it'll be they'll just come over and talk, come in, and they'll go about whatever they're doing, but they know that I'm there.
Yeah.
And or they just want to sit and watch a show on the couch or things like that. And I think that in itself is a ministry, the ministry of presence in the home. Because
Yeah.
what I
Absolutely.
did was I was so focused on the provider role. You know, we as husbands, we're gotta provide,
Yeah.
provide, which is true. So I'm not, you know, if you're out there 2 or 3 jobs, trust me, I've been there, lived it, and I understand it. But sometimes just taking some time to just be present means the world to them
Yeah.
more than they'll probably, you know, when they grow up, will be able to articulate it how much it mattered. But those moments, so I realized that I was missing them, and I wanted to. You can't get time back,
Right.
but you can be present now.
Yep, absolutely. And I think all of us would look back on our life, and if you ask your parents what the biggest influences on your life were, it wasn't those big moments. It was just the moments where your parents were there.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
was those consistent moments where you needed somebody and they were there. You turned and they were there.
Yes.
You looked in the bleachers and they're sitting there.
Mm,
And
that's good.
I think being present as a dad, not to get too deep, but just being present as a dad is fulfilling our role as a man in the church, in our family. Dads are important. I think,
Critical.
and again, this isn't where this was planned to go in any way, but I think in society, the role of a dad, the role of man is so downplayed sometimes. But the role of a
Yeah.
man is so important in a kid's life.
Mhm.
And just being present is a huge part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because your kids will pick up on your patterns. And so, whether you have a son or a daughter, you're teaching them. You're teaching your sons what a godly man
Absolutely.
looks like, what he acts like. You're treating your daughters what a godly man should treat them like when they're watching the interaction with, you know, with your wife, their mother. And so there's so much that and I guess, you know, just me being such a fast paced person and credit to my wife, Monica, a lot of times who will let me know, hey, slow down, because she knows I'm trying to get this done for the family, do this for the family, do that for the family. But sometimes, you know, and they know and they appreciate it, but sometimes if you just slow down a little bit, just acknowledge them and just be there in the moment. My wife says that's the thing. Be here in this moment. Because, you know, the mind can race and you're
Yeah.
always the next thing. What I got to do? I got to take care of this. I got to get that. And, you know, because, you know, we're all guys, we're all thinking about the bills and this and that. But sometimes just that being present
Yeah.
makes a world of difference.
Absolutely.
I noticed that, you know, my daughters will tell me, at least Kendall, my youngest daughter will tell me, she has zero problems communicating like what she needs and what she wants, which is hilarious. Because I wasn't that way. My oldest daughter is not. She's very shy and timid, but Kendall will go right up to you and be like, hey. And the other day she goes, Daddy, I just feel like we need to spend more time together.
I love it.
And I'm like, yeah, let's go do this or let's go do that. And but she'll come and tell me when she hasn't had enough daddy time. And it's funny because I'll look at her sometimes and I'll be like, no, we spend a lot of time together. I'm your teacher, so I'm with you all day long in school, and I drive you home from school, and we go do things after school, and I'm here to tuck you in, and I brush your teeth, and I pack your lunches, and I'm here all the time.
Yeah,
We literally spend
The whole day.
80% of our day together. And so, but what she means is I need time with just you, Dad. Like
Yeah,
I just
quality
need
time.
I need some quality time with just you.
Yeah.
And so you know, those little moments are just reminders to me, hey, like that's the first thing that matters. You know, like we can't be so busy building all of the things that we're building that we miss out on the small moments.
Yes.
Because, you know, God will put a roadblock in your way to
Yeah.
to
Slow
put you
down.
back in your spot and put you where you need to be. You know, the Bible talks about the man being the leader of their house. And, you know, that's not just a power play, you know, that's a responsibility that we shouldn't take lightly. And that means so much more than just provision. As you said, it means a lot more than provision. It means presence. Again, Pastor preached a little bit about this morning is, You know, you could be going through the worst season of your life, the worst moment of your life, the worst of the worst thing could happen to you. But if the presence of the Lord meets you, there's
Yes.
peace, and it doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
And it's the same, I feel like, again, we're made in his image. Your presence at home matters.
Yeah.
As a man,
So
we're
much.
created in his image. If his presence is everything to us in our time of need, if it's the peace that we need in those terrible situations or seasons, what is it to our family when we're present at home? Not sitting on the couch doing work and for me, I'm preaching to myself right now. Not editing, not scheduling, not business calls, but when our presence is just, we're here and we're available. What is your need? That peace that you bring when you're home and you're present for your family is so important. I don't know how we got here, but I think it's a good place to get.
No, I agree. I think
get
this is
to.
something that's not
It's
really
needed.
talked about enough for men specifically, especially in our demographic, our age group.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to be present, to be available. I think sometimes we expect that of our wives, to be that emotional support for our kids. And I think that's a role that we can fulfill as well. I think we should fulfill as well. I think there's different things that Brittany can teach my kids and different things that I can teach my kids. But I also want to be a godly example for my son and a godly example of what a husband should be for my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't shy away from showing that emotion
Mhm.
because that's being stoic. Dating myself here, but the generations before me, we were taught by example that a man is not supposed to cry.
Yeah.
You're never show your emotions. The whole never let them see you sweat, kind of thing that people live by. And I understand the intent of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But as a man myself, I don't parent that way because that's teaching my children to bottle up everything. And then, so if you bottle up everything, you will not know if there's a problem.
Yeah.
And I want them to tell me. I want them to see, like on the altar in service. I have no problem crying, praising and worship and expressing.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like, hey kids, come around and watch me, but it's what I mean. It's that that expression is they need to see that.
Yeah. They need to see vulnerability as well.
Yeah.
And how many times, speaking of your example and the way you lead your family in worship, you see your son 2 feet away from you doing the same thing. You're modeling it.
Makes me feel so good.
And so, like, that's so important. That's greater than any physical feat that you could do. That's greater than any ripping of a phone book to him. Like, dude, those moments are so precious for you because you're seeing impartation take place, but also those are memories for him that he's going to hold the rest of his life.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. And man, God is so good. And we're going to get more into the physical fitness topic next. But before we go anywhere, we have a short message from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Phorm.
This is what we actually use. It's not a big supplement store. It's just simple stuff that works.
That's right. And guys, I know what time of the year it is. All of those goals that you set back in January are getting harder and harder to follow through on. But start simple. Maybe some protein, some creatine, train, eat, and repeat.
Hey, we're not fitness influencers. We're just busy guys like you. We've got kids and jobs and a recording schedule. But Phorm makes it easy to stay healthy and take care of ourselves.
And we got to be honest, supplements won't do all of the work for you, but it definitely helps remove some of the friction when you're trying to stay consistent.
And Phorm makes it easy. They have multiple ways to order and buy the product.
Use our link in the description, firstform.com/castingfaith. And welcome back. We were just talking about how much, our presence at home matters. But one thing that I've noticed, and I'm noticing it more every year that I get older, is that my physical presence is more valuable when I'm physically in shape. And when I'm not physically in shape, it is so much harder to be present. And this is one area that you have excelled in, and you inspire me in because you're, like you said, you're a little bit older than me. You said 40s,
45 next month.
45 next month.
Yes.
Wow, congrats, man. We got a birthday close together, I think. I'm the 11th.
I'm March 10th.
Oh, see, I knew it. We were like a day apart. But there's a little bit of a gap there. But I look up to you because
He's saying Fred is old.
no. I'm saying I probably feel older than you are right now because I'm out of shape. And so you inspire me in a way that
But you don't look it though.
if Fred can do it, I can do it. You know, if Fred can, be in his 40s and still be in peak physical condition, then I can get in peak physical condition. Does that make sense?
It does. And you just made me think of something. What we said in an earlier segment. When I recovered from the knee surgery, I realized how out of shape I was when I was back to walking around. We went to Aurora Farms, and the kids, they love that place, the outlet ball. And walking around, I was so winded just from walking, not doing it, I'm not talking about working out, not talking about in the gym, not incline treadmill, literally walking around. I was sweating and winded from that. And that was another thing that said, oh, no, this cannot be. Because I literally, after 10 minutes, wanted to leave.
Yeah, I gotta go.
But I
You need a
couldn't.
Diet Coke.
I couldn't tell my wife, I'm done. I'm shot. I got to get out of here. Because they're going to disown me or something.
Yeah.
So, but that was, I immediately got back, because when you're rehabbing, there's a certain level of things you do for rehab, but then that rehab is painful.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't then going to the gym after that. I was like, kind of trying to recover. But yeah, that you just made me think about that.
Yeah, no, I'm in that. I've been here before. It's just because everybody goes through seasons where they're doing great and then they fall off and then they get back on and they fall. Like everybody goes through this thing, the ebbs and flows of life. It happens to the best of us. So different seasons will bring you into these ups and downs.
Where I'm at right now, so I was real consistent about a year and a half ago. And then,
September.
Well, no, before that. And then baseball season started. And then I coach baseball. I've talked about that ad nauseum. And then David wanted to try football. So, of course, I'm going to coach football if I can, too. And I did. And then then football season ended and, the winter came and I started lifting again. I've been decently consistent now. I'm like every other day. But what I need to do is figure out a way, because baseball season's starting back up. We've already had practices, is to not let that die out again.
Yeah.
To find that consistency, that balance. And what I've also found, and I'm sure that you can attest to this as well, because I know Charlie said the same, is I'm better for my family when I'm in the gym.
Absolutely.
My mental space is better. Not only is my physical space better, but my mental space is better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I need to find a way to
1,000%.
balance that out.
Yeah, and man, I'm in the same boat right now. I'm on a pretty terrible skid of not working. In fact, we're making our kids' Valentine's Day box a couple weeks ago for school.
Okay.
And the girls, I had these boxes of First Form energy drinks that they come in.
Yeah.
So we made the boxes out of the First Form boxes, and they're decorating it. They're doing all these things. And my oldest child brings, I don't know where she found it. It was downstairs in the basement in the craft cabinet, and it was a container of gold glitter.
Oh boy.
And before I noticed, it's everywhere.
Of course it is.
It is just everywhere, all over the house. You probably see it on me still. It's like I can't get rid of it. It's just dusted the entire house. And my youngest said, "Daddy, when we got all of the stuff out of the craft cabinet, something spilled all over your treadmill, and I don't know if it's gonna work anymore." And I went, "What spilled all over my treadmill?" And I think they might have spilled something that I've yet to
There's
try
just
it out.
glue
It's
all up
just
in the
something,
motor on
just sand. I don't know. Anyways, it was like I was just about to go clean up the gym space. I got the pull-up bar. I got the pulley system. I got the treadmill. I got the old vinyl Wilder bench. You know what I mean? I got enough to get going.
Old school. Let's go.
I got some phone books down there to rip up, to try to rip. Anyways, it's like I was just ready to do it. And then it was like I spilled golden glitter all over your treadmill.
Funny story, not fitness related in any way, but Valentine's box related. So bad parent moment. Brittany and I put off the whole Valentine's box thing until the last minute, and David's getting ready to go to school on Thursday. And hey, I need a box for Valentine's. So we're trying to think of what we could do. Brittany stayed up until like midnight making him a Rubik's Cube box because he's real into Rubik's Cubes right now. He thinks it's like the coolest thing in the world. Comes out the next morning, hey, I love my box. It looks so cool. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, mom did a great job on it, huh? And yeah, and then he's, going through his morning routine, and then Nora walks out. Oh, Bubba, that Rubik's Cube's so cool. And he goes, that's what it is. I couldn't figure it out.
He's like, I didn't know what it was.
So we had that moment of Brittany put all this time into it, and then
But he
no
appreciated
clue.
it, though.
Yeah,
so-
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's funny. But man, I look now. I might be in the market for a new treadmill because I don't know what happened down there.
Or just get on it and just go.
see.
There's going to
Yeah.
be glitter that just pops out on you as you go.
Do,
Every
You're
do
gonna
it
get-
and then record it.
Yeah,
You're going to get sweat on your face and then glitter in the sweat.
dude, it's already
gonna
showing
get into
up.
your pores.
It's everywhere. You can probably see it in my stubble right now. It's probably still on me, and it's been weeks. We can't clean it up. First of all, gonna go on a random tangent here. Glitter was made on accident.
Hey,
It was a byproduct. I looked into it because I have this unnatural hatred of glitter.
I still think that we could run a business plan where we just mail people, like people tell us, this is the person I want you to send this to, and we just send glitter
Mm-mm.
to where they open it up. There's
That's
just
like the
glitter
worst.
everywhere.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah,
make
exactly.
it-
That's the point. Like,
They make those though. I saw the card today. It was a card that you could send people. It was just in my algorithm. That's because they know how much I hate glitter and how much we've talked about this.
I would say glitter's probably unnecessary.
It's super unnecessary, but it's this card that you can get and you can send it to your friends. And when they open it, it's a glitter bomb.
Oh.
And then when they open
that's what
the
I'm talking about.
and then when they
Somebody
open
beat us to it.
and then when they open the card, it's an annoying song that doesn't stop playing until the batteries die on the card. And then if you rip the card open, more glitter comes out of the card.
In case you had any
Oh.
doubt that there is good and there is evil in the world,
Evil.
that is evil.
That is an evil joke, and
Man.
I would not be pleased with that if that arrived at my house.
So glitter, fun fact, glitter was invented in 1934 by a mechanic I can't speak tonight. Anyway, he was from New Jersey, Henry
Shout out to
Rauschman.
Chers.
And here's the story. It was a byproduct. It was an accidental invention. He was trying to figure out a way to reuse scrap plastic and metal from manufacturing.
Oh,
And he
man.
built a machine that could slice material into tiny, ununiform, reflective pieces, and that became the first form of modern glitter. And so it was an accident.
I bet you there were some accidents that happened when he's putting shaved metal in people's faces, too.
100%.
How many injuries were
well,
also the
yeah.
accidents?
So he was just trying to recycle stuff, and by happenstance, he figured out, oh, this is glitter, and so
He
it wasn't
created a problem.
It wasn't for
He
it wasn't for crafts or anything. Not great for crafts or skin or anything like that. These were heavy metals and dangerous plastics, and
What was
somehow
his thought behind it, though?
Well,
Like,
he
I'm
was-
just going to shave all
No,
this
he-
down and then
he
it'll
was
be here.
He was trying to figure out a way to reuse these items.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but what would you
when
use metal shards for?
so you would
exactly.
probably, I don't know. My mind goes to you.
He
probably
just
melt
like
it.
shaved it down, and then he's like, "I've got a pile of this
Yeah.
shaved metal now."
Well, like you could burn it, like you could smelt it. I don't know, like melt it.
Well, you
all
could have
together.
done that when it was scrap.
I don't know. You have to break it.
I
up.
Sounds
feel
like a
like
very
this guy-
dangerous mistake.
Anyways,
Exactly. I feel like this
oh,
guy
Don't worry.
is not Team Jesus.
No, he. Anyways,
also,
it was
also
an
not
accident.
from New Jersey. He had to be from
It
somewhere else.
was, it was an accident, but it became the first modern glitter, and ever since then, it's been It's the cancer of arts and crafts.
It's a
and
plague.
I stand by that. Oh,
Glitter should be banished.
banned.
Yes.
Yeah, it should be. We got a lot of.
Sorry to my kids if they ever look at this episode.
We got a lot of food dyes and products being banned right now. Why don't we just throw motion to ban glitter from
Add it to the
That's what I'm
everything?
list.
saying. Hey, politicians, you want to win an election?
Yeah,
Put a hard stop to
to
glitter.
glitter and the glitter.
No more glitter.
Anyways, I don't know.
I'd
how-
vote for that person.
I would too.
100%. Anyways, I don't know how we got there. And, it like wrecked my treadmill maybe. And so I got to figure out a way to get back on the treadmill. Maybe buy a new one or maybe trying to see if it works still.
Just wear some old clothes and get on there.
But I got to do something because I don't feel good. And what I've seen from you and from, other friends that are maintaining their physical health is that you are better. Like David said, you're better off when you are taking care of your body. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20, it talks about how our body is a temple. And
Absolutely.
it's a temple, and we should treat our bodies. You shouldn't just feed it junk. I look at it like this. You wouldn't just leave trash laying all over your church.
Right.
Like you would go into a place of worship and you wouldn't just throw trash on the floor.
Mhm.
You would at least make sure you made it to a waste bin. You wouldn't just
Yeah.
litter in a church.
Absolutely.
And yet we treat our bodies, oftentimes we just, whatever. I don't need sleep.
Mm.
I'll just work through it. Or I'll just eat this, double-decker fudge round from the gas station and energy drink for breakfast. And that's all I need. And what we're doing there is we're putting kind of junk into our temple, and we're expecting it to operate optimally.
Mhm.
And that's where I'm at, man. I got to get back on the wheel. And I look up to you because you've done it and you've maintained it. You've stayed consistent, and so a lot of that is outlined, not just physical, but in any sense, anything you're trying to build is outlined in the book, The Power Four.
Yes.
And so it's helped me tremendously, even though I've fallen off a little bit. It's helped me tremendously. It's helped so many people that we know tremendously organize their life and get back to basics.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because first of all, because what I've been there, what you're saying, people watching probably have been there as well, where you fall off, especially around the holiday time or different, maybe it's a birthday or something's going to happen where you get off of your regular routine, and that happens. So I don't want anyone to think I'm beating them up or I'm coming from a place of like, I've been there and done that many, many times. The thing about it is I'll tie it all in with this. If you want to be able to show up for your family, be there for them, the best version of you is a more fit version of you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, we're going to, all of a sudden, we're going to go and compete in Mr. Olympia, next year, things like that, or ripping maybe 2 phone books at some point. But in all seriousness, God doesn't require that of you. Your family doesn't need you to be like the guys on the video. What they need for you is part of being present is you being healthy. So consistency. So when we talk about the Power Four, there's 4 main pillars that I call them. 4 principles: pray, plan, prepare, produce. Obviously, you guys are men of faith, so we know that you're praying. But what does praying do? When you start your day, prayer is centering yourself. It's you talking to God, letting Him talk to you, and that before all the clutter of your day starts going, you center yourself first in prayer. Now you make a plan for what I do every day. There's a plan for that day. And what I mean by that is what am I going to do today? Not tomorrow, not next week. What's going to happen today? So to make it simple for people, I say take your top 3 things that have to be accomplished today. If there's 3 things, write them down. Before this day's done, I have to get these 3. If you have more and you get to them, cool. But there's 3. This has to get done today. Then you have to prepare. What does that plan look like in actuality? Not just writing something down and say, "Hey, I hope I achieve this today." No, how are you going to do these things? Whether it's 3, whether it's if you're really cool and you get 5 or 7, excellent. But how do you get there? And then you have to produce the desired outcome. So when we're talking about fitness, it has become a non-negotiable that at some point in my day, I'm going to go 5 days a week. I'm going to be in the gym. So there's an hour set out of 5 days a week. There's 1 hour set aside for me to be in the gym, because that's something, not just something I do like it, but it's something that I need. I've disciplined my body to know this is what we're going to do, whether you feel like it or not. And the byproduct of that is more mental clarity, more of a peace. Your I almost said temperature, not the right word at all. Your temperament, for me, is better, more calm, more relaxed. So I show up for work better, show up for my family better. And when you do these things, because I heard what you said, So what my answer to that, because somebody's watching that has the same situation, just start.
Mhm.
And then just figure out in your week, how many days a week am I going to do this? When can I fit it in, and stick to it? The kids have to understand. Your wife has to understand. Now, I'm not saying neglect your wife and kids and just I'm
Be
leaving,
present.
guys. Leave me alone. I'm working out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get any trouble with any wives. I'm saying you part of making the plan is consulting your wife and
Yes.
saying, hey,
Yeah.
Valid.
this is my plan. And then, because if you're like me, your wife has the schedule for the house.
Mhm.
I have my schedule. She has the rest of the schedule. So
Oh
I have
man,
to.
there's so many times where I'm like, what are we doing this weekend? And they're like, we've talked about
It
this
happens a
43
lot.
times.
Yes, yes. And I will forget. And then
Yes.
she will remind me, no, you have this. Okay, so I'll have to rearrange the gym because I forgot that we have to go here. But what I'm saying is, that's what you have to do. Because if you want a result, it's not going to just happen. You know, there's a scripture, I can't think of it right now, but it says essentially that in the moment, no discipline, like nobody wants it in the moment, but it produces.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so since it's become a lifestyle for me, that's how I show up. So it's not something I just say, something I live.
Yeah, that's awesome,
I like
man.
that.
And if you're listening, man, this is your, and for me too, this is our moment to start. Like we've kind of hit this on so many different areas. We've talked about it, man, and it's just the trend of where we're at this month with content is put your foot, just start,
Yeah.
just go for it, start,
Absolutely.
make the effort, and once you make the effort, things will start to fall into place, and you can fine tune it, and you can fix it, and along the way, you can adjust where you need to adjust, but just start. Whether that's praying, whether that's lifting, whether that's diet, whether that's your intellectual health, whatever it is, start. Read a book. Start a diet. Start your lifting routine. Run, walk. Do what you got to do, but
You
just
can't be
start.
consistent if you're not doing it.
Yeah, you got to do something.
No one has accomplished anything by only thinking about it.
Yes. Yes. And I feel a lot of times we love the inspiration of the moment. We get this in our heart to do something. We love it. We think about it. We overanalyze it. It becomes this dream that we want to push out there and we want to do. And then when it comes time to actually commit to it and be consistent with it, when the party is died down and you have to really grind for it, that's when you're like, that's when you find out if it's really something that you should be doing, or, you find out how to make it work is just through consistency.
1,000%. And everything I'm saying about fitness is what I have not done with the podcast. So the principles are the same. You just have to do it. So I'm going to take my own advice as I do with fitness when it comes to the Fit Preacher podcast. It's just start right now from where you are, because a year from now, your future self is going to be like, I'm really happy that you start. Well, it'd be weird if your future self talked to you, but what I'm saying is, a year from now, you're going to feel so much better
that you started,
and that you stopped making it. And I get it. And I'm not downing anybody or coming at anybody like, this guy's talking about me. No, I've made many excuses. So what I'm saying is, we've all made excuses. So that's the baseline. We've all made excuses.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, just don't make the excuse. Take
Start.
a step.
Yep. Very
Charlie's
good.
over here making faces at me
I'm
because I'm looking
at
up.
what you're looking, and
well,
I'm like,
we were
what's he
talking
making
about
here?
we're talking about just getting started, and it made me think of the
He's booked
it's
us
an old-
tickets to see the Power Team.
I wanted to make sure that I was quoting it
Power
right
Team
and where
Live.
it's from. It is an old Chinese proverb that says the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
I like it.
That's good. Start today. Start walking. Get to
It's true.
stepping.
It's true. Yeah, get your steps in.
Step off the
go
shore.
outside. Do something.
Yep.
Step off the boat. The
Yep.
boat of indecision.
Yes.
Because nothing good happens in that state of indecision.
Yes.
Your purpose is waiting for you.
Very good. You heard it here first. We're so glad that you've been on the show today. We're gonna transition a little bit here today,
All right.
and we're gonna go into a game. This is a new game. We haven't really named it yet. Maybe our subscribers can help us with the name of this. But
Okay.
here's the
Played it
game.
a couple episodes in a row now. I like it.
I like
Fun.
it. It feels better than we kind of
Brings up some organic topics.
Yeah, we've overplayed, overrated, underrated so often that we're switching up the game segments
Switch
here
it
and
up.
there.
All right.
And so
let's do
here's
it.
the game. We're gonna pick a topic, and we're each gonna say something within that topic. So the topic today is going to be fitness, okay? It could be exercise, gym related, whatever, fitness wise.
Got it.
And the challenge is you can't say what we say, and we can't say what you say.
Okay, fitness
So-
related, but you can't repeat each other.
Yes. And if we
All
repeat each other, you're out, right?
Saying it at the
So
same time.
we're going to say it in 3 seconds. We're going to say
No.
something related to fitness,
Okay.
but it can't be the same thing
And we said at the same time.
at the same time.
Okay.
So we're going to go. Is everybody ready?
Ready.
Well, what's the topic?
Round
We know
one.
it's fitness.
Just
but like, are
anything
we-
fitness?
Just
Like-
general fitness?
Yeah.
Just anything?
So we're just
Yeah.
saying a word that deals with fitness?
Let's
or a
let's
phrase
start
or-
with
Right. Do you have a
gym.
category? A
The gym.
Okay.
So
The
just
gym.
something related to the gym.
Something in the gym.
Okay.
Okay. Round one. Something in the gym.
Okay.
We got everybody got it in their head.
Got it.
All right. We're gonna say it in 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Lat pull
Stairmaster.
down.
What'd you say?
Stairmaster.
Dadgum.
I won.
You won. Round
Well, that
one.
was quick.
How'd you say stairmaster?
So
We're gonna try that again. Okay. Of all things,
round one
I
goes
went-
to the fit preacher.
My mind went to
Stairmaster.
So you get a point. Frank gets a point.
I thought surely
yes.
Charlie's going to say bench press. or
Yeah, I
something.
That's
was
why I
like-
didn't say it.
100%. And I'm like, what's the thing I hate the most? The stairs. The stairmaster.
What'd you say,
Stair
Fred?
climber.
I said lat
Lat
pull
pull
down.
down.
Okay, that was what I was going to say other than Stairmaster.
All
so-
right. All right. Here we go. No one's getting this one. Ready? Same thing. Gym. Round 2, gym. Gym equipment. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Battle
Smith machines.
ropes.
Incline bench press.
We're all
There we
in.
go.
Battle
Okay.
ropes. You ever do the battle ropes?
I love the battle ropes. Great cardio.
Yeah.
Can you do that again for me? Yeah. But you didn't realize you were going to get a dancing lesson too.
Watch me rip a phone book in half. All right. Nobody gets a point.
Wait,
there.
wait. So I know we can't repeat each other in real time, but can we also not repeat something that was said previously?
Correct. It's got to be a different
Oh,
piece of
man.
equipment.
So is it going to be like, what if we did like cardio next? Like,
Okay.
give us a category.
Yeah. All right. Cardio equipment,
Cardio?
which would have been battle
Okay.
ropes.
Yeah.
So-
Battle ropes.
But you can't say
Stairmaster.
battle ropes now. Ready?
No battle ropes.
This one's tough because
All
it's like,
Oh, this is really tough.
I got it.
okay. 1, 2, 3. Bike.
Stationary bike.
Dadgum.
I was going to say David's ladder, but I don't think that's not what it's called.
That's what it's called. You were right.
It is?
David's ladder. That's
Okay.
the thing.
Dude, we lost
All right. Fred wins. Fred wins 2 points.
2 points.
David
And for
I-
that, I will drink some more.
Negatives for that is Fred's on his third first form. Talk about physical fitness. No, I'm kidding.
It says mental focus though.
Seriously,
Listen, so my wife, when she sees this,
she's
mental
gonna be mad at
focus,
me. I'm gonna get a text
I'm
from my
trying to
wife
have
saying that
great
your wife
mental focus
Yeah.
for answering these questions.
is.
There we go.
First form.
first form. Okay.
Still doing cardio?
Supplements.
Supplements.
Since we're on the topic of first form, this
Okay.
one's hard. All right, ready?
Wait a second. Give me a second. Okay.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Fire.
Magnesium. Nice. All right, rapid fire. Ready? Different one. 1.
Different supplement?
Yep.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Multivitamin.
Magnesium.
We all just swapped.
We're all out.
We just swapped creatine. All right. Favorite
Creatine is great. Just
trick
for the
trick
record.
question. Ready?
Okay.
Or bonus rapid fire round. Favorite supplement company. 1, 2, 3. First
First
Form.
Form.
Man, that's the game, baby. Oh, that's fun. Seriously though, the battle ropes. There's another one too where it's like a pulley system.
I haven't seen that one.
Hey, that one makes me sick.
But
how,
battle
how
ropes,
fast you burn out.
like,
on
do you
those.
get down in the stands? You need a battle rope because that like
Mhm, like
burns
the
your
squat
legs. And
stance.
everything.
What's
Oh, yeah.
what's the climber? The what's it called? The Versa climber.
But that's
That-
intense.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I don't think I could do that
Oh.
for more than 20 seconds even.
It's difficult. It
But
is.
so I canceled the membership years ago and started building the home gym.
Yep.
And this is just practical advice. It's so much easier when you do a gym. 100%.
Mhm.
You drive to the gym, everything you need is there. It's easier. But there's something about having it, the flexibility of having it at your home.
Yeah.
And so you can get it anywhere. You can start with anything. You could get
Yeah.
buckets of concrete and do farmer's carries.
Yeah.
I know different people are different ways. I know a lot of people that will say that my wife's this way. She's more apt to get a good workout in if she goes to the
She
gym.
paid for it, so she
Yes.
has to do it. Like, I get that.
But for me, and I've been this way since high school, like I wouldn't work like with my football team. I wouldn't go and work out. Like I can't stand working out. Like I worked out with you for a season, but I don't like working out with people. Like I want to be able to just sit down and I want to be in the zone,
Yeah.
in my own mind, getting done what I want to do at my pace. I don't need you standing there waiting for the machine. I don't want to see somebody like doing a Spider-Man thing on a lat pull down. Like I don't need that.
You'll see that right around this time of year. People are using the machines the wrong way.
They're getting ready to start. What's the date? Yeah, those people have
Disappearing.
stopped
So this
using
is
the gym.
this
No
is
disrespect, but that's just the truth.
this is the real casting faith New Year's resolution. It starts in early March, and so now that all of those January people are gone, you're safe to come back to the gym and start lifting.
There you go. You have to do the right. So just on a side note, sometimes I forget when the kids have off from school, like the high school kids, and so like
the broccolarians.
Yeah,
when
broccoli hair.
so
with
like
the
my
pajama
regular
pants.
gym time gets overtaken by a bunch of high schoolers. And I don't want to sound like an old
What
man.
happened?
But
No, I'm gonna be an old man for a second. What happened? My high school had a gym.
So do
It
mine.
was in
Theirs does
it was in
too.
the field house. Why are you not at your free high school gym? Why are you at Planet Fitness? What are you doing?
they show up at,
Go to your
at
gym.
my gym, and and God bless.
Just kidding.
the
You
chil- the
lift,
children.
buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, but
forsake not
you
the
lift,
children,
but
I
not
guess.
when I'm trying to lift with the same machine.
Yeah, this is why I started
And taking
voting.
selfies and doing all the TikTok. Or
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to sound really old, but
It's all right. We are kind of
it's kind of. I am. But
We're old souls.
my bench press is better than theirs.
in mine. Yeah, dude. I had a moment last year where I actually put up the 4 plates on the Smith machine, and I was very impressed with myself because I'm
Let's
a
go.
smaller guy, and now I can't do anything, and so I've fallen off hard. It's so incredible
But you will
how
get back
fast.
there. You know what you did.
Yeah.
And so now you're the journey back.
Yeah, it's so hard to get back, and so that's where but it only comes back with consistency, and so that's why I started home gym, man. I got sick of the awkwardness of the Planet Fitness crew. Like I loved Planet Fitness. It was great for us. It was affordable. It was a door in. It had the equipment that I needed to get started. But
did you know?
I'd rather do it at home.
So Planet Fitness. Did you know that like in the South, I've seen like Texas and a couple other states, they now have free weight benches at Planet Fitness.
Incredible.
I don't know why they don't have it in Ohio.
About time.
I probably would have stayed if they had it
Yeah.
in Ohio.
Well, it's just it's affordable, but then you're fighting the crowds. But the thing that I loved about it was that you could go at 2 a.m. if you wanted to, and nobody would be there.
and that's what
or 5 in the
my
morning.
gym. My gym now is 24 hours, so it's got the key card.
Yeah.
Go when you feel like it.
Yeah.
But I love having one at home. I've made this, I like to think of myself as Rocky when he was in Russia, when he's carrying them logs and he's lifting all those things. That's what I got going
Classic.
on at my home.
So it makes me laugh. I like to sweat when I work out. Like I love it. Like I'm putting on the hood and like tying my hoodie up and everything. And we just got the kids new beds, and that sounds completely disconnected. But
that's a workout. You're trying to put together a bed from
right.
IKEA.
Well, Brittany texted me. I was working out the other
Couple
night,
hours.
and Britt texted me and said, "Hey, I just got Nora's bed done. Do you want to come up for the grand reveal for her?" And I walked up there, and I'm not even thinking, like I'm dripping sweat, and I've got my hood up, and I've like pulled as tight as it can go, it's just my eyes, my nose, and my mouth out. And she's videoing, and she like puts it on me, and I'm like, "Dang it! What like?"
Yeah.
I look
Just
like
look-
an idiot now. She
just
goes, "I
look-
know. That's why I did it."
Just looks like the Undertaker from WrestleMania 18, just sweating and yeah,
All you
man.
can
With the
see is
hat
my
brim
eyes.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things. If you
Also,
can't-
am I the only one that thought Undertaker and Kane were brothers?
no, I thought they were.
Man, they pushed that. They pushed that for a long time.
In real life, I thought they were brothers, and they're
did.
not.
I still
either.
believe they're brothers.
They're brothers in the
I do
Lord.
too.
That's what I'm going to say real quick. Just
Brothers in
looking
the
into
Lord.
it, all of these pro wrestlers are turning to Jesus, man.
That they are.
And it's awesome to see. And
Yeah.
man, for apostolics and seeing the end time revival come to pass, any step towards Jesus is a step towards the full truth. And
Absolutely.
so it's so cool to see. I saw Undertaker was one of the darkest WWE characters, and he's
Living
turned
for
his,
the Lord.
trying to live for the Lord now, and that's
Yeah, I think
incredible.
I saw
He's
a
got a
video
faith.
getting
Yeah.
baptized.
Yeah, dude,
The
incredible.
Hulkster was
All,
going to
all these
consistently.
pro
Yeah.
wrestlers, and
It's awesome.
man, it's incredible to see because it was a wild time growing up, in the 90s watching wrestling. It was a wild show to see. I wouldn't
it
advise
was.
it. I would not advise it. My kids would not be watching it.
It
But
was a lot. I didn't realize that till I got older.
I say,
I
when we got
have
older.
David watch the old, the like 80s.
So
Hulk Hogan,
WWE.
Hulk Hogan,
WWF.
Macho Man, and
Yeah.
Andre the Giant. That's what we'll watch.
Gotta get to the Planet
Junkyard
Fitness.
Jog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So
Good times.
they're all turning to the Lord, which is amazing. See,
Praise
it's all
God.
tied together. Faith, fitness, it works together.
Faith, fitness,
In WWF.
working out, WWF.
There's a niche. But if you loved this episode today and what we've talked about, you're going to love the Fit Preacher podcast.
Yes.
Fred is launching the Fit Preacher. It's going to be a bunch of conversations just like this about how you can get your physical life and your faith, your spiritual man and your physical man in alignment to become everything that you can be and should be for the
Absolutely.
Lord. And so we're very excited for you, and you're launching this podcast. We're excited for the Power 4.
Thank you.
All the things that you're doing, you're out there doing, you're out of the boat, you're stepping out into these creative lanes, and you're producing stuff that matters to the everyday guy. And so that's why it's a fit for this show. It's a fit for our listeners. If this has encouraged you, we want you to go follow the Fit Preacher on Instagram, YouTube,
Yes.
wherever he is. We'll put
both. Yeah.
put those tags in the description of this episode and his channel in the description of this episode, so you can stay with Brother Parrott as he launches out
I appreciate
into
that. Thank
this amazing platform.
Thank you.
So we're excited. Fred, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure
Thank
having
you guys, man. It's been awesome.
you. Thank you for everything that you've shared with us today.
Yeah, been fun.
Our last cast for this episode is we want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank the Great Lakes Fishing Expo for sponsoring the Casting Faith podcast. We're going to be at the Great Lakes Fishing Expo next January. We'll have a booth there. It's going to be an amazing time. We encourage you all to come out to see us. We'll be doing some giveaways. We'll be having some things available. You'll be able to take pictures with us. You'll be able to buy some First Phorm energy drinks. Maybe you could just come and hang out with us at this booth and see all of the vendors of the Great Lakes area. We're so pumped for this opportunity. It was so grateful to meet Aaron and sit down with the team and pave the way for this to happen. We're grateful for
Excited.
this
It's gonna be a good time.
sponsorship. Secondly, Heritage Roofing Company. If the gutters have been destroyed on your house, we know a guy that can help you out. Roofs by Heritage. We'll put the link in the description. They'll give you a free estimate, right? That's incredible. They'll come out to your
Oh, that's
house
great.
and they'll see you.
Yeah.
Good,
See what you got to
trustworthy
have.
guys too.
Yeah.
Honest.
100% honest. They'll work with you. You got some roof problems. He's your guy. And so we'll want to send you his way. And so we're grateful for this, these new sponsors, these new relationships that we have. Also grateful for First Phorm, keeping us powered with these delicious Power Pro bars.
Bro, I'm pumped to try those.
I'm about to try
I
them.
love me some coconut. I was telling my Sunday school class today, I'm going to sound like an old man. I had them all tell me their favorite candy. I always do like an icebreaker game to start. And I'm like, my favorite candy is Almond Joy Mounds. I love coconut. So I'm excited to try those.
Almond Joy is up there. Now, a lot of people will be like, ugh, but,
Oh,
coconut
it's
and
great.
chocolate.
A lot of
Excellent.
people can be
It's
wrong.
excellent.
He said everybody can be wrong. It's all right. But we think First Phorm. Our link is in the description. Go to firstphorm.com/castingfaith. Support the show and support your fitness journey. Also, we would be failing if we didn't mention Backbone Coffee.
Absolutely.
It is the coffee that
Good
keeps me
coffee.
going.
Yeah.
Dude, they got some new. I wish I had a bag for you. I forgot to bring it. But we got some new blends here at Backbone.
Really?
We got some new blends.
Yes.
They got a decaf now, which is important for me because I am highly caffeinated at
Decaf.
all times.
Okay.
Super necessary for when we're recording at 7:00 and I don't need another, 200 milligrams of caffeine. So grateful for that. Kill Switch Coffee. It's their new decaf. We also got
Nice.
Overtime Grind. We got Graveyard Shift. We got Rolling Coal. There's so many jack of all trades, so many different blends. There's a blend for everybody. So if you try one and you didn't love it, you got a bunch of others that you can try that we can
It
vouch
is
for.
great coffee. Like Britt, my wife, her and her friends are like coffee snobs, and everyone that we have had try it absolutely loves it. Absolutely loves it. It's
really
good
smooth.
quality stuff. It is.
Smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Graveyard Shift is probably still my favorite.
I'm still a rolling coal guy.
Yeah. I love both of those. Those are the two dark roasts that are. Oh, Harvest Moon's the one you need to try.
Yeah.
You haven't tried
Harvest
yet.
Moon's really good.
Super smooth.
I've
really
heard about
good,
that. I
Really
think
good.
Troy told me about that one.
Yeah, they're very good. I think we donated some to the veterans group.
Oh, I had it for
Breakfast.
the Veterans Day
Yeah.
breakfast.
Super
and
good
It was
coffee.
really good.
But yeah, dude, support the show, guys. Get you some coffee. We know you're already drinking it. You're buying that burnt, mass marketed stuff. Grow a backbone. Get you some backbone. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we love you guys. We thank you for listening to the show. Super excited for what's to come in the Cast and Faith podcast and the Fit Preacher podcast. We're pumped to see it happen. Like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section below. We love you, and until next time, cast faith in everyday life. And so part of the reason I just said fart, but part of the reason I brought you in
Natural
today,
occurrence.
it happens. Protein, first form. No, part of the
We have too
reason,
many of these,
yeah, power bars, Power Team Pro.
Like, comment, and subscribe.